Most people give up on these after 10 minutes. Here's why you need to wait and exactly what to look for. This golden sweet magic is worth every second of preparation, and I'm going to show you how to make it perfect every time. Delicious. To make caramelised onions, you'll need onions, a teaspoon of salt, some water, olive oil and some butter. And the reason I'm using butter and olive oil is for flavour, and also you can get a higher temperature because it's got a better smoke point with that combination. I'm going to take the onion, slice through the root, and then I'm going to use this to hold on to make it easier to chop the onions. Try and get your onions as uniformly cut as possible because this assists with an even cooking time. To cook the onions, ideally you want a heavy bottomed pan. This is a cast iron skillet and that's ideal for caramelising onions. If you haven't got one, just use the heaviest bottom pan that you've got and go from there. You just have to use what you've got. I'm going to add a glug of olive oil, and I'm also going to use a good knob of butter, and that should be enough to caramelise the onions. And then turn on your pan and heat it up. Here is where slow and steady wins the game. You don't want to crisp them up too much because then the sugars get trapped in the vegetable and it won't be able to caramelise. You don't want to overcrowd the pan, so just put enough in there. They will reduce, but about halfway to the top of the pan is about the right amount. Otherwise they will boil instead of actually reducing and cooking nicely. Sometimes you need to do these in 2 batches, and you just want to gently initially incorporate the fats with the onions. Patience is the game with this one. And just gently move the onions around the pan. At this stage I'm going to add the teaspoon of salt. In fact, I'm just going to stop there and add half. And salt helps to cook the onions a little bit faster and obviously adds flavour as well. Gently move the onions about the pan because you don't want them to break up and turn into mush. The onion's about halfway now. Don't give up at this stage. They certainly taste delicious, but they're not caramelised yet. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They just don't give it the time it needs to caramelise, and it's well worth taking that extra step. We're getting quite close now, and this is where the water comes in. Depending on what recipe you're going to use them for, you could also deglaze the pan with beer, white wine or red wine or stock. Some people even use brandy. So it just depends on what your preference is and what you would like to use the onions for. I don't want any of those flavours in, so I'm going to deglaze the pan with a little bit of water, and then that just helps to release anything that's stuck on the pan, the fondant, which contains so much flavour. You don't want to waste that. And you don't need much water, just a tiny bit. If you overdo the water, you'll make the cooking process take a lot longer. Just a little bit. Few dribbles around the edges. You can hear it slowed the cooking down, which is what happens. But you are getting all that beautiful extra flavour incorporated into the onions. And now is a good time to taste and season if you think it needs more seasoning. That's spot on for me. This is the time that you need to really pay attention just to make sure that it doesn't catch and burn. And if you need to deglaze the pan again, go ahead and do that. This is one you're aiming for. Beautiful golden colour, beautifully caramelized. Once you master these, the possibilities are endless. And if you want to see what I'm doing with these and my game-changing cheese and onion scones, subscribe and watch my next video. Take care, be seeing you.